Me kana ni ya falata fito ba fulani da wani fulani kana amfani da madubi fulata manzara ne fulata manzara gashi kula ba kai wannan kai fulani mali ne ko ina ne fulani yana ne kai wannan ne kike wannan abubuwan ne suna wannan da na su kenan fulata kenan matanka na kunduri ne da kire ne gashin ka wannan kai kirtufa kai kirtin kanka kai fulani kai fulani gubiyo ne na ina na gubiyo ne ba na ma gumeri ba ba mutanen Najeriya ba ne mutanen gubiyo ne kuwa nan kai mutumin gubiyo ne kasan ka jiganna ko ka jiganna
panic in R0CK as the US government has said to conduct a public hearing over a video that has gone viral that the current vice president is holding meetings with bandits in Nigeria. This has called for a somewhat terrorism issues in Nigeria that the UK and the US government is set to sanction Nigeria over that trending videos. Now, sir, how can you answer this, sir?
Unfortunately for so many Nigerians, they did not know that for since 2015 or thereabout, let me just say since 1999 to date, there has been documentary that's been going on by independent, researchers and advocacy, organizations around the world that started documenting the activities of, Boko Haram. Before that time, now, there was a CIA report that there seems to be the gathering of jihadists within the northern hemisphere, and definitely it might lead to the breakup of Nigeria. You can remember the CIA report as at that time. So and this is not a plan that I've just started. This is a plan. It's not a plan. It's a plan that is as old as the amalgamation of Nigeria. From the day Nigeria was amalgamated by the British government, this plan was actually initiated. So it normally comes with phases. It comes in different phases until it get to Abu Salami Abubakar, who actually pushed the agenda of OIC, and the Islamic and Sharia law in Nigeria, not minding that Nigeria is a secular nation where people are allowed to practice their faith. But in this situation now, we are seeing it very clearly that Nigeria is running or is being run as an Islamic government instead of a democratic government. Because if you see some of the tendencies of Islamic government in the activities that has to do with the decisions being made either in the judiciary or within the political class, so it's a very clear thing. They are pushing this Sharia thing is right from that time, and it became very prominent where that time, and where the former governor of Borno State actually raised alarm that the current vice president of Nigeria now, Shetima, was the one who actually brought about and stabilized and was able to fund Boko Haram. And remember too that before that time there was a viral video by a certain woman alleging that one notorious kingpin jihadist was also being housed in Shetima's house, apartment as at that time. So it is something that has come over and over and over and over and over again. But unfortunately, they didn't know that relevant authorities within the world was actually documenting this thing. But to the surprise of many, that video resurfaced again when United States government tagged Nigeria, a nation of concern, and also make a very dangerous statement statement that it is a disgraceful, nation. So what Nigerian government was just running was pure Islamic government, but trying to disguise so that people would not notice that, what was actually coming was pure Islamic government and conquest agenda. And it's one of the things where this issue of, resistance came about, and where the southeastern part of the country are being tagged as, one of the forces that resisted the continuation of this plan agenda that has already been laid down properly, between the Yorubas and, of course, let me say, put it that way, and the Northerners. Because if you see what the Northerners are saying, that is the next 20 years or thereabout, the entire Southwest will be Islamized. So if that actually happened, then what should be the fate of the eastern part of the country? So it sent a lot of signal, out there, and with what is happening in the Middle Belt and all that. And remember too that a time come when the likes of IBB begin a systematic extermination of generals from the Middle Belt, through plane crash and all that. A lot of things were happening until they thoroughly disarmed, them militarily, and now push jihadists into that zone, and you can see the outcome currently. Now, unfortunately, Gowon and Dajuma have not been able to, come out because of shame, of uncertainty, and that's what is going on now currently in Nigeria.
But sir, the media aid to the current vice president has come out to state that the Igbos are the one pushing a different narrative to the world. That video is an old video where the current vice president was trying for him to broker peace between the bandits and the community, and that video would not stand, and that the community would not hold the vice president accountable. That those pushing this video are trying to bring disunity in the Nigerian space, sir.
Is it the only one? I remember there was a time that Juma also went to the United States of America to complain, that there's ethnic genocide going on in the Middle Belt and in Nigeria. The same Juma that said everybody should come and defend himself. And we also saw Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Buhari, and the rest of them, including Amechi, went to United States of America and reported that under Jonathan there was genocide going on in Nigeria. And so if you look at the narrative where they are trying to paint a certain picture, just like the way they painted a certain picture in 1967 or thereabout, and he said it was an Igbo coup, and that led to the death of over 6 million Biafrans as at that time. So, and that was what actually engineered the idea and the necessity of declaring a sovereign state of Biafra, where we can actually be on our own and try to defend some of these things we are experiencing today. So, but the government have a way of being very manipulative until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rose to resistance. And you can see the level of attack and pressure and the manipulations that took place that brought him into DSS custody. But unfortunately, even at that point, Nigerians are still being killed on daily basis. So the question is that is it the Southern Christian community that are invading the North, killing them, or who is responsible? Is it the Northern community or region are the ones organizing themselves in a jihadist form and targeting the Southern region for annihilation and for extermination? That's the question we need to put ourselves. So if you see that this video now, was just to show you that we are the one in charge, just like what R0CK was trying to say is that a lot of them were saying that they know where the bandits are, but their hands are tied. So what are these things? And the same person you are saying that he went for a peace meeting with bandits, and now the vice president, a certain kingpin was found in his house. A notorious wanted jihadist was found in his house. But, so what does that tell you? It tells you that the entire political theatrics that is playing out currently now shows that that the North is camouflaging under a secular government in Nigeria and pushing a certain conquest agenda, and of course Islamic government at the end of the day.
But sir, the Sultan of Sokoto has come out to publicly say that all this is just anti-Sharia. There are some persons in this country who are not happy that Sharia has come to stay, and that no matter what, Sharia will stand.
I do not see
they are pushing the narrative that Donald Trump should attack Islam.
No,
sir, and that Islam is a religion of peace.
Let me tell you, there's no whatever you claim that it is a religion of peace. It's not only happening in Nigeria, Then why are we now seeing this is happening in some countries around the world? Is Saudi Arabia not an Islamic nation? Some of these countries outside there, are they not Islamic nation? Why are we not seeing jihadist activities right there? Then why is it? Why are we experiencing it in West Africa, East Africa? Excluding some places in North Africa and all that, where we're experiencing it in Central Africa. So it tells you, that something is wrong, that definitely there's a grand plan to recolonize Africa again by introducing, you see, the Islamic structure and the Arab world are trying to recolonize Africa again and use Islam as a conquest religion. That's the picture. So why are we not seeing a Qatar, in Saudi Arabia and other? Why are we not seeing this kind of a thing happening? So it sends a lot of signals, about the intentions of the northern political structure and those who have the Fulani DIA in them in southwestern part of the country. And you can see they are the ones that seem to be realigning within the concept of having a secular nation, but in practice they are already championing a political conquest and Islamic government in Nigeria. And that's why this video now, unfortunately, maybe to them they didn't see it coming, but I think has gotten to the office. I'll say Rally Moore, Ted Cruz, and some of these people. Yes, I have thrown it open to the. It's going to be a public hearing, and where such video linking the current vice president with jihadists. We have seen some of them recently, having a festival like, with more than 1,000 Okada guns and all that, in the midst of government officials. They are celebrating and enjoying themselves at the end of the day, and they say it's a peace meeting. And up till now, the killing has gone and has continued without any form of trying to stop it by the government.
But lastly, before I let you go, the Sultan of Sokoto and the special media aide to the vice president has said nobody, not even the international community, can bring disunity in the one Nigeria.
Nigeria has
and that disintegration is a no-no for them.
No, bro, let me tell you, yes, I can tell you there are full options now on the US table. Just one executive order, Nigeria is gone. Just one tweet from United States of America has shut down completely anything that has to do with R0CK. Everybody is on the run. Questions are there, and you can see unfortunate foot soldiers like Asari Dokubo, Femi Fani-Kayode, Leno Mokri, Gumi them, and all the rest of them. Daniel Bola, they are already threatening to stand up and resist America with whatever they have with the North at the end of the day. But what is going to surprise them is at the end of the day that the US government has already elected the Department of War, and everything has been worked out, all modalities has been worked out, and secondly, there's this issue of giving America full options. One of those options include disintegration of Nigeria to be able to sustain the gains of the President of America in Nigeria, because the tendency of them regrouping in years to come, and the same thing will happen. So the best thing is to create a certain forceful Christian nation alliance called Biafra, to be able to checkmate, and be able to stop any form of regional invasion or invading people's airspace and sovereignty and all that, under in the name of one Nigeria, other in the name of whatever they call it. So whatever they want to practice on their own. They should be given opportunity to do that in their own region and practice it in their own region. As simple as that. It is not a must that Nigeria must be one.
It is not a must.
It is not a must. There's nowhere it is written. Even the British government that colonized Nigeria gave Nigeria 100 years. You can go your separate ways. The only reason why they are bent on carrying out these activities is because they see Igbos as a major resistance. Even some Yorubas who have the Fulani DNA in them, like Primeta Yodele and the rest of them, you can see what they are saying. The Igbos are not in government. They don't engage anything. No contract. Nothing. The Southeast is being developed by struggle of Igbos alone. There's no federal government presence there, and still
The AIDS is growing.
You are saying the likes of Gumi and the rest of them to blame everything that happened in Nigeria on Igbos. It's quite unfortunate, and I can tell you, because the eastern part of the country is majorly Christians, and the resistance will continue even with what we are seeing now. And one of the reasons why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS today under Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government is still centered on the same issue.
Because he is an Igbo man.
Yeah, not I'm talking about representing the Christendom.
Okay.
In that regard, because apart from Biafra as a Christian nation, we are also looking at the persecution and ill treatment meted to the symbol of that resistance, which what we are talking about today is being centered and built around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, and the American government are taking note of that. And you can see relevant revelations and videos have shown that there was actually genocide, which was even reported by Bola Ahmed Tinubu under Jonathan. So what is the conspiracy now of trying to change the narrative that is an Igbo thing, where a certain Benue pastor, Ezekiel, has come out and declared everything open, but still the narrative is still Igbo to this moment.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful submission. Thank you for always coming out to wear your visa. The truth is finally out. Now that the Finnish government has declared the CDS of Nigeria, Musa, a terrorist now, what is the next phase of the lie? What lies can the government tell Nigerians? Now that Samonepa is no longer in the picture, because it has always been pictured that Samonepa is the cause of insurgency in Southeast, and now that insurgency has stopped in Southeast, and now that the Finnish government has vindicated Samonepa, that those sponsoring insecurity and terrorists in the country are those some persons in the military. Now, where would CDS Musa bury his shame? Because a group of people are saying we want to exit the country. Because the Igbos are saying they are tired of the contraption called One Nigeria. That this One Nigeria, it will not work, and then it has never been working. It has been a country full of lies, propaganda, and shame. That has always been how it is from. So I am not surprised that the Finnish government has now come out to say CDS Musa is a terrorist for all the atrocities he has been, for all the atrocities he has committed, in disguise of pretending to keep One Nigeria. And that One Nigeria has caused a whole lot of catastrophe in the country. Just some days ago, a notorious bandit that was declared wanted was seen in Katsina State with top government officials going for peace talk. Between Mazi Samonepa and that terrorist, who is more deadly? But here we are today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. Kanu is still in detention because of the Igbophobia, of the hate If Simon Ekpa happens to be from the Fulani extraction, Simon Ekpa would not be a terrorist. I can beat my chest because we've seen Fulani militias that have been given amnesty. We've seen Fulani militias that have been integrated into the society. Now that Finland are waiting to the ICC, Nigeria should immediately hand over CDS Musa for custody, because the French government have done their own findings too, and they've seen that something is pushing under the ground, that this man has a connection with these Fulanis, has a connection with these bandits, has a connection with these terrorists. So if they are sincere, they should hand over CDS Musa to ICC for questioning. Because now that the French government has done their own conclusion, I've seen that CDS Musa himself is not innocent in this. Nigeria cannot pretend as if they are not aware that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how they tend to die the matter, it is in the social media space. Everybody has seen it, that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how the Nigerian government want to die this matter, but they are very quick to declare Simon Ekpa and IPOB a terrorist group. Now that the Finnish government and the ICC has declared CDS Musa a terrorist, why is the story not online? Why is the story not flying online? Because they themselves are also part of people championing insecurity and terrorism in the country. And that is why I say that anybody that speaks against the vision of the country, they will do everything possible to take that person off the hook. They will do everything possible for them to take that person off the hook. That is why I see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And the Finnish government, they were so gullible to be used by the Nigerian government. They were just too gullible. Because if they were not gullible, why would a country like Nigeria come to tell you that Simon Ekpa is the one sponsoring insecurity all the way from Finland, and you sit your ass down in Finland and you believe them? But there are some rumors that the envelope also changed hand. You know Nigerian story now. You know Nigerian government, that Nigerian government, anything that Nigerian government cannot do to bribe does not exist. I am very sure that the government have bribed the Finnish courts, and that is why I say that Simon Ekpa was wrongfully accused and sentenced. Now that the appeal court is now coming out to reverse all your stuffs. It is now a very clear indication that Simon Ekpa is innocent of all the charges leveled against him, because the Finnish government has come out to